It's beer o'clock at Relay. Oh no, whoops, that was the wrong intro, guys. Because this is the Master of Hoppets. So hello, beer tubers, and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Hoppets. If you did not catch that reference right there, you probably, well, most of you guys probably did, but it is, of course, what the dude that is known as Relay Craft Beer, or previously the Relay Guide here on YouTube, says when he started this video. It's aka Simon Martin. So Simon's done a lot of reviews. He does actually quite a few reviews. I think he posts like 2 to 3 a day at the moment, which is crazy. But he does a lot of collaborations. And recently he did a collaboration in Norway with Lysefjorden Mikrobryggeri. And the guys at Lysefjorden was actually kind enough to send it out to me to give it a try and give it a review to see what I thought, along with a series of their other beers. So this is a beer that got a bit of hype, and Simon kind of started a little bit of a hype himself. Because he made a video where he called this the world's best double IPA.
Yeah, I saw that one.
But this is none other than the Lysefjorden Mikrobryggeri and Simon Martin Hoppy Simon Imperial IPA. So it's a double IPA and 9%. Hopped with Mosaic, Citrus, Centennial, and Cascade. And they call it a New World double IPA. Rune, the head brewer, I talked to him and he said it was not like New England style. It was more an attempt at making something like Heady Topper, but Heady Topper is, you know, one of the kind of like the birth beer of the New England style, actually. So, okay. But it's maybe early New England style. So maybe what he meant was like it's early, maybe New England style IPA or something like that. But what they tried to do with this one is that they continuously hopped it during the boil, kind of like what Dogfish Head did with their 60-minute and 90-minute IPA, where like they hopped the beer every 5 minutes. But then they also did what you do in the New England IPAs by hopping it during fermentation. And dry hopping it. So 3 times with those hops. So this should be interesting. I think they put the date here as the 24th of February 2019 as the best before date. So I think maybe they got a 3-year date or something like that on it. So maybe it's about 2 months old now when we're reviewing it. But 3 years is quite a lot, I think, for an IPA. If you talk about hop freshness and whatnot. But this should be interesting, especially because Simon loved this beer so much. So we got Hoppy Simon poured, and it looks a bit like these juicy IPAs. You know, it's hazy and it's golden orange. It actually looks really nice in the glass.
Looks very nice. And like he said, oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What does he said? We actually watched the video before this. It's like, I'm not going to disturb the beer too much, and then he swears it's like crazy to smell it.
But it does have a nice head, as he says.
It does.
So yeah, it's a very pretty beer.
Yeah, white, beige-ish head. But let's check out the aroma on Hoppy Simon. And cheers to Simon Martin, and also, of course, Lysefjorden Mikrobryggeri. And thanks to Lysefjorden for sending this one. And yeah, cheers to Relay Craft Beer. Cheers, Simon.
Cheers.
Yeah, it smells pretty nice. It's New England-esque. I'm getting grapefruit and citrus.
Yeah, to be honest, it smells kind of fresher than...
than 2 months. I think so too.
Yeah.
But it's not super popping, I think, on the aroma.
No.
It's got a bit of a... kind of like a bready sweetness, and it's got a bit of that New England-esque yeast character, maybe a bit. But it's not as popping on the aroma. It's like mellow hop nuances. I'm getting grapefruit and citrus notes. You want to try Hoppy Simon?
Yeah.
According to Simon, the world's best double IPA.
Might be.
Might be. We'll see. Cheers, guys. And cheers again to Simon and Lysefjorden. It's not the best double IPA in the world. I can say that.
No.
It's a bit boozy, actually. I'm tasting the 9%. But it's not a bad double IPA at all. It's a nice double IPA, but it's certainly not the best double IPA in the world. It was also a bit of a clickbait title on that video, you know.
Yeah, obviously, but it actually has a very pleasing mouthfeel.
It's got something that's reminiscent of the New England style mouthfeel. That kind of coating, creamy flavor. Or creaminess, and it's not got tons of malt, which is really nice. It's got some subtle malt sweetness. It's like breadiness, freshly baked bread. I can see what they mean with Heady Topper, because it's definitely more like the early progenitors of the New England beers like the early New England, your heady toppers and Focal Banger and whatnot, more so than these new school craziness that's coming from the likes of Trillium Treehouse and also, you know, Verdant and Dea and Cloudwater and Steve Barrett's and all these crazy new European breweries. It's more like the, if you could say, old school or early New England IPAs. And it's got much more bitterness than a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot
big
of
bitterness on the aftertaste.
And to be honest, I'm not too keen on that bitterness.
I don't think it's too bad, but it's also maybe because we're getting so used to now with lower bitterness because of these New England beers. Because lately we've had a lot of New England beers, or New England style IPAs. And so to me, it's like an early New England thing, maybe with a bit of a West Coast tendency. But the big thing for me is like it's got some alcohol. The 9% is showing, I think. It's almost bordering into that, you know, triple IPA kind of category. And the hop flavors that are there are pretty nice. I think it's dominated by grapefruit and maybe some piney flavors. So
Definitely.
like the kind of West Coast flavors, but it does have a little bit of a juiciness. Not tons of it, but like a slightly juicy orange and like slight generic tropical fruit flavor. Is it the world? What was this? Could this be the world's best beer?
No.
But the thing is, the world's best beer is also very subjective. You know?
Yeah, obviously.
So maybe this is the best assignment. Who knows? But to me, it's not. But I still think it's an enjoyable beer. Rating wise, I'd probably land on like an 88, 89. I think it's good, but it's just that booze is killing it a bit for me because I think it's got a big astringent alcohol flavor.
Yeah, it's too bitter for me.
And this is cold, too. So the alcohol is still shining through. But I still think a nice beer. I mean, 88, 89 is not a bad grade. It's just not your upper echelon craziness as some of the crazy good beers we've had.
Yeah, well, it's too bitter for me. It's almost like I don't know, chewing some leaves. Yeah.
But I think it's a decent beer. But yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just straight 80 for me.
So yeah, that does it for the review, guys, of the Lysefjorden and really the craft beer Hoppy Simon. I mean, it's a nice IPA. It's kind of, as I say, a crossover New England, early New England, West Coast type beer, and it's pretty nice. The big thing for me is just the alcohol, and if you're not too into the bitterness, I can see it. Again, we rate subjectively just as Simon, you know. So it's what we
I can
think.
definitely see why some people like it.
Yeah, especially if you're into big bitterness. So, guys, that does it for the review, guys. Hope you can find this somewhere. I'm not sure if you can get it outside of Sweden. Norway. So thanks a ton to the guys at Lysefjorden, specifically Rune, for getting this to us so we could try it. Thanks a ton, dude. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for it. Try and check it out if you want to try it. So cheers to Simon, and actually I think he just hit 17,000 subscribers today as well. So
congratulations.
Congrats on that too, dude. And hopefully we'll meet up someday. It would be cool to get you to come to Mikkeller Beer Celebration Copenhagen so you could try some really fucking insane beer because the level there is top tier. I think he's doing something else. I think he even reviewed the CBC beer this year. But you should come, Simon, sometime. It's a great fish. We're actually going to be meeting a couple of other YouTube beer bloggers this year, which will Rob is one of them. So
yeah, well, I'm looking forward to meeting them.
Yeah. So, and of course, you guys, if you're coming, it's always fun to meet you guys. But that does it for this review, guys. A little long, rambling. But let us know what you think of the beer if you tried it. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And we're going to say cheers and Hoppy Simon.
Cheers, Pete.
Cheers, Pete.
Simon says cheers, Pete.
Simon says cheers. And see you guys in another beer review.